out. New people could be back there in the back row.
One of the things that came on shore in 2014 that was really cool were these really cool cnidarians called by the wind sailors, or Velella.
They were blooming up north too.
Yeah, they were. I guess they're not really historically something that you see that much out here, but they actually have this diagonal sail on them, and it's angled a certain way. So I guess when the winds or the currents changed, it brought them and washed them on shore, and there's nothing they can do because they're not really mobile. They're planktonic,
blue, yeah.
So they get
like purple blue.
Yeah, they were beautiful, and they looked kind of like trash when they washed up because they got all dried and looked kind of like plastic. But when they're alive, they're really cool animals. They're also colonial. They're, I guess, kind of similar to, I guess, the classic everybody knows are Portuguese man-o'-war. But yeah, siphonophores, Velella.
There's a question of what would surprise us if we found it out here.
A lion.
Yeah, that's a good answer. A mermaid riding a unicorn. What would we not expect here?
Here in Southern California, walrus.
Penguin.
That'd be weird.
That'd be real weird. It would have come a long way. Salmon shark. Salmon shark.
At this depth, I would not be surprised to see a cormorant.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen them diving?
I have.
Isn't that weird?
What?
A cormorant?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's very, disconcerting to have watch a bird go by you while you're scuba diving. Yeah.
6 inches under the water. I've seen them at like 58 feet.
Yeah. And my craziest cormorant flyby was here in the Channel Islands. I was I was rebreather diving here, and I don't know, probably 100 feet, something like that. And just like this bird, just like eyeballing me, just goes flapping right by.
Yeah.
And
they're quick.
I understand
really
why
fast.
you're staring at me. I wasn't making bubbles. It was probably like a very just large, confusing thing for it to swim by. But
yeah, you're both looking at each other like, don't we usually see each other on the other side of this barrier?
I saw an article saying there are not whale sharks, sorry, basking sharks around Southern California lately.
Yeah, they've spotted some again, which is, I would love to see basking shark. I'd love to see a thresher shark. And I know they're here, but they're pretty shy. That would blow my mind though, getting to see a thresher shark.
And what's Herc's? I mean, I guess it depends on how clear the water is, but right now I feel like we're not seeing that far ahead of Herc. So there's a lot of water out here and the likelihood of something running into your lights. So that you can see
seeing a bunch of basking sharks off of Southern California?
Yeah, I would love to see one. They just have like the whole nose. You know, it looks like a giant nose right in front of them. Just think they're so cool. Like, I want to go to, I haven't been to Scotland. I would love to go to Scotland for many reasons, one of which is to see basking sharks. It's one of the places you can fairly consistently as you can see them anywhere in the world, see basking sharks there.
I'm going to stop in Edinburgh for a night on our way to London to see Kristen.
You're going to see a lot of them in Edinburgh.
Yeah.
You can stop in at our headquarters there.
We're
That's
hoping
where
to see some half-filled glasses. That's what we're hoping to see.
I don't really think of Scotland as a place for basking.
If you're a basking shark. All that yummy plankton, green water. Yeah, a little chilly.
Yep. It's all downhill from here.
So Audrey, what are these I know this is a kind of like a new application for the Echoscope. What other, like what is a typical application for some of these tools, or what does Coda make tools for? What other industries or uses?
Well, the Echoscope really shines anywhere that you need to make real-time decisions, because we're able to make an image in 3D instantly, so we don't have to do any sort of post-processing. And so that really lends itself towards things where you need fine precision and you need to modify your behavior based on something that you're seeing underwater. So a lot of the work that we do involves saving time on construction sites and inspections. There's a lot of port security and defense, systems that use the Echoscope to respond to emergency situations. In fact, right here in LA, we have the LA Sheriff's Department that uses them to do port scans and scan ship hauls, and so that's something that is easily accessible to a number of folks and, for those kinds of real-time decisions. So kind of all over the place. Anywhere, any sort of problem that you might have that you would kind of need to make a snap decision is where we would have an application.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then here, of course, we're using this to measure the entrances to the caverns without having to worry about any sort of post-processing. So it's made it pretty quick. I don't know if you noticed, but we were really only on site once we found those caves for maybe 5 to 10 minutes, and we were good to go.
It was impressive.
Okay.
How far back were you managing to image them?
I'm sorry?
How far back were you imaging them?
Well, we wanted to keep the resolution as high as we possibly could, so I was really only letting us get about 35 to 40 meters away. But we could image a little bit farther, but as with any acoustics, the farther away you are from the source, the lower the resolution is at the end. So wanted to keep it nice and clear.
I think I misphrased my question. Like, into the cave, were you getting any sonar into the cave?
We got about 10 meters into the cave, but those cave entrances were quite small. And so there wasn't a whole lot of room for the sonar beams to get in there. But part of what I was having Bob do was edge around the cave entrance and sort of shine it at different angles, essentially, kind of like shining a flashlight. And while doing that, we were able to penetrate at least into the cave slightly. But certainly that last cave was more of a fissure than anything, I think.
How much longer we got, Rennie?
About 5 minutes.
Cool. Video's gone off comms for 4.5 minutes.
Okay.
There's more tuna crabs and Argus.
Nice.
So I feel like I was raised with this idea of crabs just living on rocks. So the idea of seeing crabs in the water column is so funny to me.
Yeah, I love how kind of the same way you see squat lobsters. I'm just going to use common names.
Yeah.
Moving around on the bottom, but they do the same thing where they sort of, it's almost like a jackknife dive, that you did in a pool as a kid, where their large pinchers, their claws are out in front of them, and they kind of flare them out like a palm tree, and then they sort of jet them up as a, pencil dive. And I just love watching them change that shape in the water, and just thinking about them living in a completely three-dimensional space instead of, like you say, crabs typically being sort of a, scuttle along the rocks sort of locomotion. All right, Avery, I feel like you might have an answer to this question. Question came in of, what, in your opinion, is the prettiest zooplankton?
Oh.
Do you have a favorite? Do you have a
It's probably
contender?
A ctenophore.
Okay.
I don't know if do those really count?
Oh, it's your opinion. It's whatever you want.
Are they really plankton? Kind of.
Sure. Totally.
I don't know.
I'm gonna go with Ketognath.
Oh, yeah.
Just because they have crazy teeth. Everybody go Google Chaetognath. CHAETOGNATH.
What else? I'm a big fan of crabzoea. Crab larvae are really cool looking.
Oh, cool. They do look like little aliens, alien spaceships.
And
I'll try to see if I can get Argus at here. No,
I think
back away or
it's
move
just
forward,
like the
depending
world of marine invertebrates and plankton is so different than what we're used to on land, and so what we're so used to in terms of macro organisms that you can see easily. But when you look closely at these tiny things, it's such a different world.
And just such a transformation. The life stages of marine organisms are fascinatingly complex. I mean, like a baby bear looks like a baby bear, and then it grows up to be a bigger bear, you know? And like a puppy looks a little different, proportions are a little different, but it pretty much looks like a dog. And a lot of marine creatures go through so many different, you know, completely variable looking life stages as they move through the cycle.
Don't stop the track just yet. So from here, we're going to take a couple of steps to get Argus into position.
I was having a discussion with somebody recently
so
about
from
how
here, let's bring...
I'm not a paleontologist, so I'm not going to make any big claims, but
let's
a lot of dinosaurs that people used to think were different.
Bearing 105.
Oh, hold on just a second, I
20 meter
got
steps.
Rennie on his PL2. We're chatting over each other.
Let's do 40 meters at 105.
Okay, go for it.
I was just going to say, people used to discover fossils and think, ooh, a new species. And now there's more people thinking that they could just be younger versions of other dinosaurs that were already discovered.
Like understanding where dinosaurs sort of fit in that scale of whether baby T-Rex looks like a little T-Rex or if it looks totally different and is transforming.
Yeah, inverts are worse. Like sea urchin larvae.
Look,
so
they really
rad.
look like aliens, yeah.
Pluteus. They even get cool names.
Yeah, I was like, bless you.
The larval stage of
you're probably gonna get yanked because we're moving
maybe
in the
not all of
opposite
them.
direction.
Some of
we're
them
doing
is
that
Pluteus.
the funny bit.
Cool.
Okay, cool. Just double
I'm not
check
sure what it means.
I don't know either.
Something to do with Pluto, perhaps.
Perhaps.
Actually, sea stars have a different larval stage.
Bridge nav. Yeah, let's set current position. We're moving at the opposite track. Yeah, if you look on, we're actually moving backwards right now, so we'll try to reset that move. Maybe hold position for a moment before we add in. The DPs sometimes doesn't respond that quickly. Yep.
So where are we, Rennie?
We are still approaching E. We had the we finished that track a bit earlier than intended, so we're going to get back to the position where we want to be. In distance units, Hercules is 65 meters from target E.
Nice.
1 ship length away.
Mm-hmm.
If you want, we could acquire bottom and just hop off that little cliff, or we could stay in the water column until we get there. Yeah. 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 Hmm.
Interesting question. How do organisms react to the light of Herc? It is totally variable. We are seeing a lot of these zooplankton, these little deposit shrimps, or other zooplankton. They're coming right to the lights, so kind of fogging us out in some of these locations. Others, I think we can say confidently swim away from it. There's some interesting work done by a few different research groups looking at variable lighting arrays on ROVs and various ways to dampen the sound of ROVs to put more acoustically minimal or silent equipment aboard ROVs, and looking at the types of observations that are made. The Monterey Bay Aquarium Research Institute, MBARI, has done a lot of research in this field. So if you're interested in that work, I suggest checking out MBARI's website, because there's a little bit of bias put into your observations based on whether or not you are attracting or scaring off animals. So I think the most basic point is that kind of the effort of being down here, the effort of exploring is important. Even understanding that there are some biases in some of our sampling methods, in creating a video database that is, I guess, influenced by the fact that there's a large hydraulic pump on Hercules and it's making noise, and that we do bring broadcast quality big lights down to the deep sea with us. But it's not a simple question to answer, because you can't just kind of run down a species list and say, like, comes towards, goes away, is impacted, is not impacted, doesn't seem to mind,
There's really no such thing as observation without affecting something.
Mm-hmm. It's amazing how much marine snow is in that water. It's really cloudy. So as the ship moves over, there's just about 15 minutes left in this watch. We'll hand over to the 12 to 4 team 4 more hours here in this dive. So if you are following along, you can keep sending in those questions, chatting with the team. Then our big picture plan is to recover this dive at 4 a.m. we will have a brief transit off-site and back on-site, personnel exchange of just a couple guests, a couple members of the Corps of Exploration, and then the plan is to be back in the water about noon, about lunchtime tomorrow, Pacific time, and then to plan a long dive. So we're planning to be in the water through Saturday night, into Sunday, and throughout the day Sunday for this expedition.
So originally our plan was to dive at these last two, this cave and the last cave on the next dive, right?
I don't know. I think
Sorry,
I think
repeat that?
I think it was Pilgrim.
I thought we were going to dive on these two caves and then originally it was the next dive, right?
Yeah, originally the dive plan was only for those far west caves, and then we transited to F and G, and now we're at E. So it seems like we'll be spending a lot of time at A, B, C.
Okay,
caves.
so we have not run out of caves.
No, there's still A, B, C, and I can't remember. It would make sense if there's a D. Yeah, there's a D.
Okay.
Somewhere there. Those are more.
Are they
promising.
shallower? Or
Yes,
okay.
they are indeed.
Which will make it be like, all right, everyone ready for recovery? In position for recovery. Get them, you know.
It's nice not having just a blue water watch.
Yeah.
I guess that was kind of this watch.
Yeah, sure was.
We got to see the seafloor some. Remember that time we saw lingcod?
Oh yeah. I
That
remember.
actually wasn't
fish.
a lingcod.
It was not?
No, a lot of people think
Vehicle
those are
markers
lingcod,
now where we
but those are actually lingcod.
Yeah, yeah, it's like.
Oh, they were lingcod and not lingcod?
That's correct. Yeah, it's a common misconception. Of that,
Oh.
so, yeah.
Well, actually, I wrote lingcod and not lingcod.
Oh, you should
so
go back and change that.
Edit note.
Yeah, just
Dear data.
when you do your watch handoff, just have them change it.
This is turning into totally a thing, Avery. You can't observe something without affecting it is the common ancestor of marine biology
there's
and quantum physics.
Yeah,
Mhm.
there's
Right.
some kind of mollusk, a squid or a
Yeah, I
cuttlefish
see
or
it.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something. Hello.
Well, the thing too, we can only make observations with light,
Yeah.
so we can't tell you what it would have done if we hadn't have had light.
Yeah.
Exactly. We'd be like, is it still here?
And you could use, I mean, there are other ways you can observe things with sound or infrared or something, but no
Mhm.
matter what, there's something that can
You're
be
introducing
affected, right?
something.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Looks like my
Oh, hello,
replacement
Squid.
is here. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks, Avery.
Thanks,
Interesting
Avery.
comments.
See y'all
Definitely.
next time.
Little squadron of bobtail squid blasted through to some
Yeah, I
underground.
saw those.
Cool. Yeah, thanks everybody for hanging with us throughout the watch tonight. You can look forward to 6 more months of this fun. We'll be live broadcasting until October 18th this year, so lots of expedition yet to come.
Argus will be passing over it shortly. It's right here. Yeah, that would expedite things. And Argus should be just far enough off that we'll be good
I'll
on
be
tether.
on for hers too.
Okay, we should be settled in there roughly, so we can. Yeah. Just as you're lowering, just make sure you're on this side of the cliff face, and then we'll take a look at it there.
Video's off comms for watch
what
change.
are you doing over there? Yeah. Roger.
So, on the watch change?
Sure thing. Back and down.
Vessel's changing heading. It shouldn't affect Argus's position. Gabby, can you remain in Auto XY for a moment?
I am still in Auto XY.
Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with these USBL locations here, so.
USBL has been so spot on.
Right. So Aubrey just, is she back there? Yeah.
Got you there.
Hey Aubrey, are you on comms?
I am now.
Okay. I'm okay to do a DVL reset here. You're not recording or anything?
I'm not anymore.
Okay, just
Thank
double
you.
checking.
Yeah.
So I will do a DVL reset.
Outstanding move.
Gabby, can you quickly come out of Auto XY? We're about to bonk. Bonk.
I was trying to do auto altitude. It's not okay. It's not good. Okay. You went out of auto XY for a second?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, you can go back in.
All right, there went the bonk. We're good.
Okay, so yeah, we're here at this place.
I'm not gonna do that. Was an auto depth was working better. Oh, and it is again. Okay. Not doing it. Not doing it.
You good? You're welcome.
It was doing fine for that whole transit. Okay. Yeah, auto depth and auto alt just got super flaky. But it was fine for the last 4 hours. I guess that's all I have to tell you. We just, yeah, we just got to this next cliff site. So I think we're gonna start looking around. It should be right ahead of us. In fact, I think you can see it right there. That's what I hope. Actually, yeah, there's a couple things going on. You should take this so that in case there's signs to take off. Because there's no auto in right now. Oh, this is so cool with all this stuff. So, Ed's been noticing dropouts in the Argus HD. Okay, so you've already heard about this. I tried to correlate it with like movement of the winch or anything, like negative bad spot of the slip ring or something. Nothing. I have no idea. But the optics look good. So I think yeah, we've been restarting the yeah, so you have to restart poking it to get it back out to look at the what your diagnostics are. And they look fine. The other thing was butt cam dropped out. He had to switch it over to a different channel, a different converter, and then we got it back. It's been 2 hours since I was ground engages, but I think we can just signal. Good. Yeah. No, I lower the chair.
Hey,
That is from... Just a second. I only have that as dive 1 because I didn't know the name of the cave.
Test check 1, 2, high fix. Just a note from the van, we're completing a watch change here and nobody's talking on SPL right now, so the silence is expected.
What's going on? What's the scene?
Hey Scott, hello watch team. You guys hear me?
Yes.
All right, awesome. So we have gone off our plan map, but fear not, because Michaela has all of the information, all of the maps. So we're over at a second cluster of topography that has caves, and there's one known cave, Osborne E, that we're in front of right now. So once Aubrey's ready, we're gonna get set up to image that. They've, from what I know, they've gone in and done a visual reconnaissance first and then stepped off. Yeah, I'm saying that's what you guys do typically. You, yeah. So I think while we're waiting for Aubrey, yeah, let's approach the wall and find the cave,
Okay.
and then we'll let her get set up and do the imaging thing, and then we'll go do some exploring.
All right.
Cool.
I noticed Herc's light pattern has changed since last year. Doesn't look like Herc's light pattern's different. Doesn't look like Batman symbol anymore. Yeah. All right. Well, that was easy to find as we'd hoped with that marker.
That's pretty. It's a nice little tent of rock.
Yes. All right, guys, bringing the echoscope online.
Okay. Yeah, it goes back there pretty far.
Sorry?
It goes back there pretty far.
Yeah.
5 meters. Almost,
Yeah.
almost 10.
See how far it goes with the sea prints. Wow. That's deep cave.
Yeah.
And very symmetric.
There are urchins. Do you know Jamie? Herc, when you're set up, can we do a zoom on the seafloor? Hey, video and Herc, are you guys okay for a zoom?
Yeah.
We're good.
Proceed when ready.
Zooming in on Herc.
Yes, urchins, lots of little urchins.
Oh, so cute. Very small urchins.
Herc at full zoom.
What was that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry? On the sea prints? This one goes out to 30, so each is let's see. Each is 4. That's not right math. Sorry, it goes out to 20. Each is 4. 4 meters, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, when I sat down,
Hmm.
they were looking that way, and she pointed up and said, "That's where we're going."
Right.
So I was like, "Oh, okay." So I started going that way.
Hmm.
All right, we're good on the Zoom.
Okay to zoom out on Herc.
Yes.
Zooming out. All right. Herc at full wide.
It's an interesting.
Yeah.
Something that must drop down maybe and then come back up.
Yeah, and still let that acoustic ping go around it. Yeah.
So Jess, I'm seeing your heading looks a little bit off here on NAV-G, and also we've turned yellow on DVL.
Okay.
So maybe we should do a reset, try to get that back to normal functioning. Yeah, that's cool. Aubrey?
Yeah, I'm seeing some pretty significant drift in the DVL, so we should definitely do that.
All right, sounds good. Okay. I'm just trying to let you sit for a second. Sit still.
Yeah, I'm driving just a little down.
Okay.
And to stay in this spot.
So which one do we?
You get a cluster?
Yeah. So I'm not sure.
It's about a 2 meter high hole.
I'm sorry?
It's about the hole there. I just measured it. It's about 2 meters tall.
Oh, cool.
There it is.
Cool.
Aubrey, is DVL looking better on your end?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not drifting anymore.
Could we get lasers on for a minute to get a sense of scale on those small urchins? Thank you.
So we had a question come in about the size of the urchins. So the lasers are back a little bit because we're imaging and are in the right spot for that. But I'd estimate the urchins are only a few centimeters across. The lasers are 10 centimeters. Oh, there we go. So yeah, those urchins are maybe like 2 centimeters across or so. They're quite a small size.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, Scott, you ready for some fun?
I am ready for fun.
How close do you think you can get me in there?
Another meter forward.
Let's go ahead and try it.
Okay.
That looks cool.
Yeah, that's about it.
Okay.
Light
No,
bar is
that's
pretty close.
That's beautiful.
Okay. We'll hold here.
Yeah, for just a minute.
Okay.
I'm gonna pan up and down. And see what else I can see. Okay, so what I'd like to do is if you can basically keep me at this exact same heading, but back us up.
Okay.
If we can stay on the bottom, I don't know how feasible that is or how close we can stay to the bottom, or if we could just keep backing up and then we can settle back down to the bottom, that would be great.
Okay, like in kind of 5 meter steps back, or?
Yeah, let's start with 5 meters.
Okay. Back it up. How's that?
That is good. Let me just get a couple images here. Okay, let's take it back another 5.
Another 5. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Hold there, please.
Holding.